Well, I was a surfboard maker. I started shaping surfboards like 1968. Had a large custom shop in Santa Cruz. We got started in the early 80s making windsurf boards, and then the boards started getting shorter and guys started jumping them higher and higher. We started denting and a lot of guys breaking their boards, and so we started looking at new technology, looking for new materials, and then got into the whole composites and carbon and Kevlar. But being a surfer, I always wanted to adapt that technology to surfboards. So that's where Surftech came from. And then, we had to make a decision, like, what would we do with this technology? Would we just kind of keep it for ourselves? And so the goal was really to share it with shapers. So we have so many great shapers in Hawaii and California and Australia. And so Surftech decided really to be a technology company and to offer the technology to a whole variety of shapers. So that's the reason now with MR and Arakawa and all the different guys, we have 67 shapers that we do all together. We started with Mickey Munoz, and it was a lay-down board. First an 11-footer and then a 12-footer. But both of them, like the 11-footer for like a woman and a person that's like under 150 pounds, and then the 12-footer was like really the first one to be like a production board that could be used for stand-up. It was a little unstable because it wasn't like super wide, but once you caught the wave, it surfed so good. And so that's really what kind of got the whole momentum going. And that board we put into production, like almost 10 years ago. It's hard to say who I saw first, because, certainly I've known Laird, and then because I worked in the windsurf business, I used to go to Maui all the time, and so you had the guys there that, first just started, paddling big boards to ride, like all the South Shore, 1,000 Peaks, and when the waves were like 1 foot, 2 foot, and then, those guys were the guys that kind of started paddling, on a more modern equipment. Laird and Dave Kalama and Buzzy Kerbox, and those guys were kind of this group that kind of got into it, and then certainly Laird kind of brought it to the scene. Going to Malibu and like taking the time to teach people and celebrities and other pro athletes. This is a great way to cross train and because all those guys in their off season were trying to figure out ways to stay in shape, and so they were riding bike and running and things that were hard on their joints. And here Laird comes along and goes, hey, this is something that you can do, be out on the water, get a great workout without hurting yourself. And so I think that really started the whole momentum and the drive. I am surprised, but on the other hand, if you, at my age, having gone back and, you saw what happened with surfing and the way that it started, in the 60s, and then, snowboarding got started. At first, just this weird little sport, and they wouldn't let it on the mountain, and then you see the way it's blown up, and then wakeboarding started, new sport, all the skiers, that's a wakeboard, or what are you going to do with that? It's what's first called the scurfer, and then here's something that blew up into a big sport, and then windsurfing the same way. So here we see start, the stand-up and SUP, and you see it's like a little baby right now. It's just getting started, but it has that potential to be a huge sport all over the world because you just need water. So, the lakes and the rivers and the oceans and the seas, all over the world is something that somebody can, strap on their car, jump into the water, and use on any body of water. So I think it's huge potential all over the world. So I just like to mix it in, just like riding a whole variety of lay-down boards, As a shaper and a designer, I like the whole combination. You know, I've been working on quite a few different shapes. I've been shaping, like I see it as it's shortboard revolution right now. So I've shaped boards as short as, 8 foot, 8 2s, and 8 3s for SUPs. Gavir was riding an 8 3 that I shaped him, and then you're looking at all the different variety of boards, because just like when windsurfing started, there was just basically like one board. Now there's all these specialty boards, and we're going to see the same thing with SUP. So we're going to see displacement, crossing boards, and then we're going to see excursion boards, then we're going to see river boards, and hardcore wave boards that are just like an overgrown shortboard like Kelly would ride, or any of the shortboard guys, and a lot of stuff in between. And so I think that's what makes it exciting from a design standpoint.